This is massive. This is so important. This is the revolution. We are living through the largest increase in expressive capability in the history of mankind, and this is what it's about. That's quite a claim to make. So there's been 4 revolutions in the last 500 years in the world of media that you could call a revolution. The first was the printing press. Okay, movable types, oil-based ink, 500. That was a revolution. There was a Scot called Thomas Carlyle who said, out of the art of writing, of which printing is a simple and inevitable corollary, the true reign of miracles for mankind commenced. He understood what printing was. It was a revolution. People used to write books for you in 3 years, monks and things, so that was massive. Then the telegraph, then recorded media, so movies, pictures, and finally cracking the electromagnetic spectrum, and out popped radio and TV. They were all one-to-one or one-to-many at best. That was the 20th century. This is the 21st century, and the internet's here. It's many-to-many. It's an interesting business model. So in the 20th century, the one-to-one, one-to-many, producers produced, and amateurs consumed. Today, amateurs consume, amateurs produce, user-generated content. It's massive. It's unbelievably important for all of your businesses. What actually matters is what people say about you, not what you say. Okay, so the old days, to be on TV and a big advertising campaigns, you had to pay to play. You now have to play to play. It's another world, and you really have to understand this. It's very important. So what is user-generated content? Yeah, it's lots of examples of it. I'm sure you've seen. I'll go through a few of them. You don't actually own your brand anymore. It's owned by other people online, believe it or not. You're managing your brand, and I'll explain that. Prosper an online bank. This is the future of banking. It's peer-to-peer lending. I did a presentation last week in Edinburgh at the Scotsoft, and I met one of the guys, the investors in this was next to me, and he was, hey, you talked about my bank. These are the guys that's Scottish based, believe it or not, Zopa. So if you've got £5,000 to lend, or you want to borrow 5,000 quid, you can say how many people you want to lend it to, split it up into micro-digi payments, and what interest rate. Well, I want 12%. Really? You might wait a while, but so you're in control. And there's no humans here. There's no banks, there's no shops. It's just a website. So peer-to-peer. Whipcar, it's a London-based company. It's an odd one. Turn your car into a rental car when you're, I don't think I'd do that. Can think of what I've done with hire cars in the past. Encarta, very sad. I loved Encarta, it was good. You know, if I had cancer and I go to Encarta and I'm reading the page on cancer, it's written by an oncologist, quite good. So I now go to Wikipedia, and who wrote that? A bunch of nobodies, you think. Would you? This is bizarre. Yeah, it's a bizarre world we live in, but that won out. This was Jimmy Wales' company, the Wikimedia Foundation. I went over to see them, and inside the company there's inclusionists and deletionists, and they fight every day. The inclusionists say, the wisdom of crowds, leave the content, it will get itself right. The deletionists say you have to moderate, or the whole thing will decay to trivia, and there's truth in both. But that ate Encarta's lunch, that killed Encarta. There's no CD, there's no website. Microsoft gave up, big company, big war chest. They were beaten by, well, a bunch of nobodies. So interesting. I don't have time, but I normally talk about dictionary versus urban dictionary. My little boy, he's 9, and he likes to do online dictionaries, and I'm always saying you have to read a book, and doesn't want to read books. YouTube, I've just given examples of user-generated content, massively successful, second largest search site on the web. You have to have a page on YouTube, you have to put videos up. It's free, well, it's time and energy, but it's not, doesn't charge you. Flickr, photos, get your logos up there, your pictures up there, it's free. It's, you know, they're well-trodden sites. TripAdvisor, another example, everyone's heard of TripAdvisor. So would you trust Hilton.com or some random 15-year-old? Answer, some random 15-year-old. Are you serious? Yep. People don't, that's just, Hilton's just BS, marketing, lies. That's what the Gen X, Gen Y think. Some 15-year-old, oh right, oh he's his grandfather, oh right, believe that. There's a company called Revoo, R-E-E-V-O-O. If you go to Dixons.com, PC World, our websites, and it's just reviews. People love reviews, they actually read them, that's why they're there. That's why all these big sales sites do them. SlideShare is a great site to go to. People share PowerPoint slideshows on everything and anything.